Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. Today I've got a sirloin picanha or sirloin cap that my buddy Kevin down at the butcher shop sent me. And I'm gonna cook it a little bit different. I've never done this, but I'm gonna treat it like a prime rib. Keep it whole, season it with some good salt and pepper, get it in some smoke and just cook it to where it's medium rare. I know it's gonna be delicious. Let's get to cooking. This is actually Australian Wagyu beef, and you can see it has some beautiful, beautiful marbling in it. So you know it's gonna taste fantastic. Picanha or sirloin cap always has this nice piece of fat over the top, and I'm not gonna trim that off. That's my insulation. I love the way this fat tastes when it gets a little charry when it crisps up, but I'm gonna help it just a little bit by making some light score marks on it. By doing that, I'm just gonna take a knife and go thin inside it, just kind of score the fat. We're gonna go one direction all the way across, spaced out about an inch, then kind of spin it a little bit, do the same thing going in the opposite direction. That's gonna let that fat open up as it starts to render, let some of those juices drip out. It's gonna help it crisp up a little bit. Now I'm just gonna season it with some of my TX seasoning, and this is just coarse salt, coarse black pepper, all those Texas flavors. I've got a little bit of herbs in there just to give it a little pop, but mainly it's the salt and pepper that I want. And I'm gonna go pretty heavy with it. Flip it over, do the exact same thing. Good dose of that pepper, that salt. That's gonna give us a nice bark with this TX on the outside. I'm using my drum smoker, starting with some Royal Oak charcoal briquettes and a couple tumbleweeds to get those coals good and hot. Just drop it down inside the bottom of the drum and leave your vents 100% open, leave the lid off for about 15-20 minutes. It's gonna let those coals get good and hot. Then we're gonna put the grate in place, get the lid on, and check the vents back. We want about a quarter open on the intake and a quarter open on each exhaust. That's gonna let it run about 275. I'm gonna just set the meat right in the center of the cooking grate, get the lid back on. All right, the dot's telling me that we're hitting marks, 122 degrees, but I always like to verify. Oh yeah, we're gold, baby. Looks good. That sirloin's got some beautiful color on that top cap. I let it sit here and hang out for about 15 minutes. Now it's time to cut this bad boy up. So let's take a few slices off here. You can get thick or as thin as you want. I'm kind of angling the blade a little bit. I know I want that crunchy bite, but this looks beautiful. The knife just slides right through it. Beautiful. Fat's got crispy on the bottom. Take me a piece right out of that center. Holy crap. That's up there with some of the best beef I've ever ate.